fast you were going.
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast. If you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot. Leave now. Run to your safe space. Get your little cloth for your tears. All the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any local or government agency. Welcome to Motor Cop Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, Iceman. And we got a guest today. Did you unmute yourself? Mm-hmm. You hear me? We're going to get the housekeeping out the way. Then we'll introduce the guest. Duke, you look like you're over there wanting to pee on something. Don't do it. He's being bad already. We're going to get the Patreons and let's give them their shout outs. We got our crew members only on this one. We got Mr. Jim P., our race car driving friend. We have Mr. Hoppy Hoppison, our truck driver. We have Miss Lord Stimson, Roy Spalding, not Roy P., but Roy S. We have JoJo from Down Under. We have Kaylee Norris. We have Miss Natasha A. And we have the OG Melissa Holstein. Also, if you want any cigars, premium cigars, go to mypatriotcigar.com and you can use promo code MotorCop15. Get 15% off your entire order, and you're helping support United States-based business. Go like and subscribe. Go check out the webpage. Write a review. If you want more of me, go join the Patreon. I'm always putting text, pictures, videos, all that stuff. Member only episodes, and I went live twice on there, I believe, and I got one I'm doing this weekend. I'm putting on there that's it's going to be damn good. So you can go join up over there if you want more. Other than that, we're going to get this show on the road. We have we're calling her Penny, and she is the wife of a cop, Leo, law enforcement professional, however you're going to say it. So we get their view of it. He is actually, I think, getting ready to go to work as we speak. So he's getting He's getting in cop mode. So,
I guess I don't know.
Well, I did hear him. He said he don't listen to me because he don't like listening to nonsense. He wants to rather spend his time listening to something about case law, so he can be better knowledgeable about the job. I told him that was fucking boring. So, and not doing that. So, I'm not gonna. I think I've talked about some laws like one or two times, and that's it.
Just like the other day when you guys were talking about some case, and I said, "Shocker, guns don't shoot itself.
Oh yeah,
knives don't go
I think that
itself."
was that. No,
mind blown.
Yo, I was talking about how they were saying something about a gun, and I said, a gun don't kill people. I said, you can put the gun on the table and leave it. I got one laying right there. It's been there all day, and it didn't do anything to anybody. Mm-hmm. It still had.
Yep.
Yeah. I was wondering if that was the episode where, but that was the episode before last. Roy P. got himself put in Facebook jail for another month. So.
Yeah. Facebook PD working very hard.
Yeah, they are. He got put in jail for bullying again because he told Holstera on the chat there, they called him an office bitch, and obviously I guess that is bullying, and they put him in jail for it for a month.
Yeah, I've been on Facebook a couple times before. The longest that I've been behind bars was, I think, a week, because what I said it went against community standards.
Oh, well,
or something like that.
I haven't gotten, knock on some wood, I haven't here. Look, get up here. Come on.
My doggy baby, aren't you? Yes,
I've been in
baby.
TikTok jail a few times, and I didn't even do anything. They first time they hit me for nudity, and I was doing a escort on a motorcycle, escorting floats. I was doing like 60 miles an hour down the road. I'm like, unless they saw something I didn't. Of course, I won, but I had a 3-day suspension and off of lives.
That's crazy.
But I won the appeal, but it was 5 days after I won the appeal. So the 3-day suspension was up.
And what was the reason?
Nudity.
Why they did that to you?
Nudity.
Oh,
TikTok's stupid when it comes to stuff. Other than that, you are up north, and you're in Maryland.
Mid-Atlantic. Yep.
Maryland.
DC area, about 30 minutes away from the nation's capital. It's balmy out this week. It's been up in the 60s.
So since you're so close to the capital, have you been up? You've been hanging with Joey and eating some ice cream. You and Joe chilling, riding some bicycles together and stuff like that.
Watching him fall and laughing.
Oh, maybe y'all were friends or something.
Oh no, I'm not one bit interested. I don't even. You know how sometimes you wonder how things get where they are, like a shoe over electrical cord.
I know exactly why things are the way they are. I know exactly.
I can't imagine. To this day, I'm trying to figure out how and why that man is sitting in the Oval Office, and I just still can't understand.
I mean, I was spitting some knowledge today to some people. There's a PD guy. He was working in detail, and saw me and him were having a conversation. He's been doing this a long time too, and I was spitting some Iceman knowledge to him, and I was like, dude. And he said something. I said, do you realize that like a 20-ounce Coke will cost you like what? Almost $2, right? Or is it more out where y'all are? How much is a bottle of Coke?
How much is a bottle of Coke around here? Yeah. $2 and some change.
How much is a 2-liter?
How much is a 2-liter? How much is a 2-liter? I don't.
Well, ours, you get a 20-ounce bottle in here for about $1.68, where you can get a 2-liter for like $2. And I was like, dude, why would you? Just because it's cold, why not just get a cup of ice? Why don't you get a cup of ice and just buy a 2-liter? You get like 3 times as much drink.
Yeah.
Just knowledge. It's just knowledge. It's my wisdom.
Yeah. You learn. I learn a lot by listening to your podcast.
Walk around drinking out of a 2-liter. Just chug it. Y'all call it soda, though. Don't y'all call it soda?
We call it soda up here.
Yeah, we call it pop.
Yeah.
And I call everything Coke. I don't even like Coke. I prefer Pepsi over Coke because, Coke's woke when they told their employees to be less white.
That is true.
So I don't buy Coca-Cola products, but I call everything Coke. I don't drink a lot.
That is right.
The only time I drink soft drinks is in my whiskey, though. Other than that, I got one.
You need a lot of that.
I got one of them circle bottles I drink out of.
Yeah, you need a lot of that. But yeah, I get it. There's a lot of wokeness around everywhere.
I think your area is probably worse.
I try not to participate. It is really bad up here. It really is. Even the state of Virginia, Northern Virginia. That's we're surrounded by liberals, just to put it out there. I mean,
you don't have a "Let's Go Brandon" flag outside of your house?
Oh God, no, no. I would love to. I would love to. But with the cop car sitting out there and that, I don't think it would be a good combination.
I got I got 3 20-foot flag poles in my front yard. I got a "Don't Tread on Me" flag. I got the Black American flag in the middle, and I have a big "Let's Go Brandon" flag on the other side of it.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I wish, but I don't want to risk anything being around here. I don't have any "Let's Go Brandon" or any law enforcement paraphernalia.
That's completely.
Anything like that.
See, I'm not. I guess. See, I don't understand that life. Like out here, if you're driving around, you'll see Trump flags and shit everywhere.
Oh, that's like I would love that.
Everywhere. Hell, and some people have different connotations for it, but out where I live, you'll still see a Confederate flag flying on people's houses and on in their front yard. I mean,
right.
Not because I guess they could be racist or they just Southern pride. Some of it. It depends on how you look at it, but you still see that. And put it this way. I'll tell you this. I pulled over a kid one time, and he was interracial. He was mixed. I call him polka dots. Anyway, he was half white, half black. Well, I was writing him a ticket. Well, he had 2 rebel flags off the back of his truck, and all this shit. Well, this was about 7 or 8 years ago too, before all this shit really blew up. And I was like, I looked at him, looked at the kid, and I was like, shit, I don't want to be rude to this kid. He was only like 16. I looked at him. I said, what color you call yourself? Because, a lot of people that are mixed race identify as black people. I don't know why. I mean, I think they should just be M for mixed or something like that. But but I asked him, I'm like, okay, he says I'm white. Okay, well, I mean, I was just wondering, because he's mixed race, but he had Confederate flags on him. It's just a Southern thing for him. So
right.
So it's just I see. So when I hear other people talk and everything, I'm like, I guess because I live down where I live, and I'm like, why are these people freaking out about that? I mean, it ain't nothing for. I mean, you drive around, you'll see Trump signs and flags, and all. I mean, just that's all. You might see anything for a Democrat every now and then, maybe, but it's few and far between.
I don't know. Personally, I feel like I need to be a lot more careful in this area because there was this incident where in D.C., this gentleman was eating at McDonald's and a group of black teenagers descended upon him and outwardly asked him, "Does Black Lives Matter?" And the man declined to answer. And so what they did was they literally beat him up for not answering their question.
The easiest thing to do with that, does Black Lives Matter?
And that poor man.
Well, you know what? Black lives do matter. But you know what? So does every life. Every life
and
matters.
That's where the misconception comes into. That's where the misconception comes in. When I say I do not support Black Lives Matter, people automatically assume that I don't believe that Black Lives Matter. It's the organization.
Exactly.
That I
was going to say
support.
I don't support the organization because the organization itself is corrupt, and that's been proven. The organization is. And now if you're talking about are you talking about the statement?
Have you read their mantra?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're Marxists. But if you're talking about the statement itself. Well, of course, I agree with it because everybody matters. But if you're talking about the organization, no. To me, I got a friend of mine that he's a black guy, and people get nervous around this because me and him he's a cop too, and me and him will go back and forth. Because he's like, man, I need me some of that white privilege. I'm like, well, shit, they sell it at the store. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. I said, they sell it at the store.
That's another thing I never understood. What exactly is white privilege?
We just messing with each other. And he's like, I'm like, yeah. I said, it's in a big white can with an M on it. I said, you can get 2 for $4. You can drink some white privilege twice, and he'll start
2 for
laughing.
1. 2
Yeah,
for 1.
I mean, but me and him, and a lot of people they're like get nervous, but me and him go back. We just joke with each other, you know. So,
Yeah.
but
Those are legit conversations that people have in this area.
yeah. See, we just
You
picking
know?
on it.
Right. And that's where a lot of the misconception comes from. And me being who I am, I'm very outspoken. But of course, if I speak what's really in my heart about a lot of things, like I'm
See,
a racist.
well, you
I've been
could
called
not
a
drive,
racist.
but you couldn't drive Bam, my wife's vehicle where you lived in.
Say that
'Cause
one more time.
my wife, she has she's got a Jeep, one of the 4-door Jeeps, and it's lifted up 4 inches. It's got big 35-inch tires on. That's all her shit. I'm a car person, but she named her Jeep Misdemeanor, like Miss and then demeanor. Like she had a special grill insert made. It's got the blue line on it with a set of motor wings in it on the front, on a Gladiator grill.
Nice.
And she's got you could tell it. She's waiting on her new custom plate to come in. She just got it, says Motor Wife. I mean, you look at the Jeep and you can tell that person's somehow with law enforcement. And it's
Right.
like, nobody thinks nothing about it around here. I mean, people
I wouldn't be able to drive. I mean, I could put all that stuff on my car, but I wouldn't ever expect my car to be in one piece.
see, to me, that's just insane to me. It's like
And that's the thing. It's like the general public, they don't know what police officers deal with. They don't know what they see, what they hear, what they smell, how their days go or how their nights go. And if they have any inkling of an idea, I think they will be more understanding, because it really is not what you just see outside. You don't just see cops driving by, going on calls, pulling people over, lights and sirens. It's so much more to that. It's a lot more of for me at least, is I send him off like I will be doing in the next 15 minutes. And I want to know how his night went. Tomorrow morning, undoubtedly, as he's coming home and I'm going to work, he calls me every day. And I ask him, how was your night? And he tells me. I don't want to know because I'm nosy. I want to know because I want to know what he saw, what he dealt with, who he dealt with. What did those calls do to him mentally? Those are the things that I worry about. On my way to work one morning, I saw a very bad car accident. And sure, it looked like whoever was driving that car didn't survive because the front end was just crushed in. But there were multiple cops out there. I undoubtedly probably crash investigators. And the first thought that came into my mind as I drove past the car accident was, oh my goodness, what are these cops seeing that they cannot unsee now? The average person doesn't think like that. You know what I mean? And it's really sad that there are so many, while I understand that the majority of Americans do support law enforcement, but the group of people who don't, and they just paint police officers with the ACAB hashtag, is they're the ones who have
ACAB. That's
better
all
ideas.
cops are badass.
Right. And they're the ones who have like these bright ideas on how and what cops should have done. Oh, if I were the cop, I would have. I mean, cops could have, would have, or
that's why didn't they shoot him in? Why didn't they shoot him in the leg, people?
Exactly. Like as if it's gonna be easy to hit somebody on the moving target when your adrenaline is pumping. Like you're gonna get them square in the knee. Okay. but yeah, so generally speaking, in this area, because people are not very pro law enforcement, I just keep to myself, keep my head low. I
Well,
try to
were
avoid
you
reading
like,
comments on social media because that's going to get me going. Because
oh, I had to stop
it's like
myself
you have
the other
no
day.
idea.
I had to stop myself the other day. I was reading some comments on some stuff, and I said no, just because I was about to start typing. I said, let me just. I was about to start a shit storm too. I knew I would have
Right.
because of everybody was saying the same. Was just bashing. You one cop basher is like leeches, and next thing you have a whole bunch of them. But were y'all like? Were you like raised up there in that area? You just like moved there, or
No, we were both raised here.
okay?
He was born and raised here. My parents immigrated here when I was 5. So pretty much I grew up here all my life. But this is where God placed us. So this is where our,
So is your
setting is for
y'all's
now.
family still in that area?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, I can understand why y'all stay there. Maybe
Yes.
then. It's just,
Yeah. So,
and that's all
but
you.
yeah, I mean,
That's
it's,
all you know. Because if you ever came down to the Great South, you'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe we're living in where we live." Because we're a
am I
bunch
going to
of
be the only Asian there?
no, we have Asian people.
Do you?
Yeah. What'd you think? It's like, now there's a bunch of white rednecks down there in the South, them
I
rednecks
don't know.
and them ex-slaves. Yeah.
I don't know.
When I
I've
went,
never
when
been
I
to
was in, I
Louisiana.
went to high school and stuff. Well, a big part of it on the West Bank of New Orleans, which is very diverse. I guess that's the proper word. But anyway, I mean, I was I had some friends. I dated a girl that was Korean for a little while.
Oh
And
yeah. Oh wow. She must have been crazy.
no,
Because
she well,
we're Spitfires.
her I guess her family was still very traditional. I was thinking, I'm an old American boy. I forgot one day, and it wasn't on purpose. I just plumb forgot, and I walked in their house with the shoes on, my tennis shoes on, and
Oh no,
yeah.
that you
Well,
did
that
not
ended
do
her. They
that.
made her. Her daddy and them wasn't happy that she was dating the white boy anyway, and so that they made her break up with me. And I believe she's a heart surgeon now. Her name was He. I think it was spelled
Mhm.
Hue or something like that. But her sister had the same exact
Mhm.
name. It was weird, but I think she's like a cardiac surgeon or something.
Well, good for her.
But yeah, so no, and I had because I found out that you don't if you someone that is Korean, you better not confuse them with someone that is Vietnamese or something like that.
Oh,
Because
I
because
don't care
well,
about
in
that.
high school they did. They would get very mad at you.
Oh no, I never cared about that. We all look the same anyway. Let's be real
No,
here.
no, no, no. It is no, no. Korean people's face are shaped a little bit wider than Vietnamese people's are.
Well,
Vietnamese people have
I think
thinner
we
faces.
I think we all look the same. It's just that when they start talking, it better for you. Whatever you like, we do for you.
I don't know. Well,
They talk like
I'm
that.
pretty sure that when went and had a manicure and stuff before, even
Don't
though,
worry, we do for
well,
you.
even though I was married, I asked that woman, that Asian woman, if she would marry me because if she could make my hands feel like that, I was like, oh, and I'm pretty sure they were probably talking about me the entire time I was there.
Oh, they do. They do. They do.
It's like,
They always do.
well, I only have.
I'm just like, you know what? I'm just here to get my nails
Do
done.
you
Can you just shut your mouth and just do my
do you
nails?
speak Korean?
I sure do. My dad
See,
beat me. My dad beat me to make sure that I can read, write, and speak Korean. Yeah, Korean.
but the nail places, are they Korean or are they Vietnamese or are they Chinese or
Oh,
Japanese?
they're Vietnamese. Most of them are
Well, you don't know
Vietnamese.
what they're saying either, then. So,
I have no idea. I know they're talking about me though. I know they're talking about me.
it's like, oh, look at that fat white boy. We're gonna overcharge him now today. because I asked him, I only got 3 toes on one of my foot because I cut 2 of them off when I was 12 and on 3-wheeler. And I asked him, I was like, I get like 20% off since I'm I mean, shit, you only got 8 toes to do instead of, I should get a discount. They probably said,
And they're probably like, no, it's okay. They're probably no, it's okay. We do for you. We do for you. It's only $6 more. It's okay. We do.
You want gel on your nail? You want gel for your nail?
Crypto gel.
I don't know if you saw that video. It's about a year ago. It was an Asian guy. Was at a dorm thing. It was viral, and her roommate, they were visiting her daughter, and the roommate was there, who was a white girl, and she was dating a black dude. And the dad got mad at the boyfriend or something, and he was hollering at the dude because he kind of spoke thuggish, Mm-hmm. It was the funniest thing because the Asian guy was like, "Oh, do you speak English? Do you speak English?" Hollering at the American guy, asking him if he spoke English, and it's like, I was like,
so funny.
It's like, oh my God, look, he's screaming.
That is so funny. It's like people are so sensitive. You can't even make jokes.
I joke about myself. I had somebody. I had this young black girl that works at a place where I stop and get my drinks and stuff at, and she was on the phone with one of her boyfriends or something, and she had it on FaceTime. I reached over there and I looked, and that guy, he was like, "Who's that white dude?" I said, "Crackheads are in the house."
Oh my God.
And they were like, "Ooh." It's like, what? I mean, I was like, I identify as a rich though, because if I'm gonna be a cracker, I want to be a rich cracker because rich are buttery and delicious.
You're too much.
I mean, they are. I mean, I'm gonna be buttery and delicious. I mean, that joke. I looked at my buddy. I saw that thing. I looked at my buddy. I said, "You like soup?" He's like, "Well, yeah, I like soup." I said, "I figured so." He's like, "Why?" I said, "Because you look like you like to drown crackers."
Oh my goodness.
He's like, "I can use that, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can use that."
Yeah, I mean, it's just people are just so sensitive. It's just like, you know what? Like that's exactly why I only have 3 friends, because not too many people understand my sense of humor.
My sense of humor. I was born in 1971, so I grew up with Eddie Murphy before he became working for Disney, when he was still a real comedian. Andrew Dice Clay, Richard Pryor, all of those, Sam Kinison. If they would get canceled now,
Oh yeah.
That's why it's like
culture.
It's like people. Mm-hmm. It wasn't too long ago. It was a couple of years ago. I was somewhere and I was talking to this woman where her kid was there. And I said something was retarded or something like that. And she's like, the kid, she's like, "You can't say that." And I'm like, "Say what?" She's like, I'm like, "What?" She said, that R word. I said, "Retarded?" "No, you can't say that." I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, "Why?" "Oh, that's insensitive." I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm sorry." I said, I said, "So they had a bunch of window lickers," and she went, I said, "What, that's not good enough? Window lickers is not appropriate or what?" And she went and walked to her mom's like, "You excuse her. They done turned into a liberal at school."
I know.
But she went.
I know.
I made her mad enough. She stayed away from me the rest of the time. Though.
Well, that's a good way to weed people out of your life.
Oh yeah,
they can't get it. They don't. Yeah.
I mean, I'm the guy that got in the yelling. I was screaming at a deaf mute woman before because.
Oh God.
And my buddy looked at me. He's like, "She didn't hear a word she said." I said, "I know, but I feel better now." Yeah, she was yelling back at me in deaf mute voice. I was like, "You almost run me over." She was like, and then I hollered back at her, and then she went. All right, go read some. Go read some policy stuff.
Hold on. Say that again?
I said, go read some policies and some case law. It's boring as shit. You need to come down.
Hey.
Look, if you came down south and was the police, you'd have so much better time.
Yeah, well, I keep thinking about it, man. We'll see what happens.
Florida's they're giving like huge bonuses.
So the problem with Florida is I would want my Maryland salary in Florida, and a lot of agencies don't offer that.
We don't offer what?
My Maryland salary.
Oh, I don't know what y'all. What's the cost of living there?
It's really high.
Okay, then.
So just to give you,
I made right under. I'll just say this. I won't give you the exact amount. I made right under 3 figures this year.
Okay, I made over.
Yeah, but you can buy a 1,600 square foot house on a large lot here for $200,000.
Yeah,
He's in Louisiana.
Yeah, see, houses here, a decent house starts at $500,000.
Yes, like I said, you can buy a nice house here for $200,000. I'm like a nice house. So I mean, like I said, look at cost of living wages. So
yeah, the thing is, though, like here, like I'll tell you right now, like I work in the second most dangerous county in the Maryland, and I'm sandwiched right between D.C. and Baltimore. I'm 20 minutes north of Baltimore and 30 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm 20 minutes north of D.C., 30 minutes south of Baltimore. So we get the crime from both ends that just travel up into our area. We just deal with it, man.
Oh, I can believe. I mean, I watch stuff on TV. It's like I was telling your wife. I was like, I see these guys. Well, just like y'all. It's like, I'm not trying to hold you up, but it's like I was talking to somebody today. It's like I see them big city cops and stuff. Probably like y'all. Like we have very loose gun laws here. And so I see them on TV, and I'm like, oh look, they're like gun, and they pull. I'm like, I walk up, and the people's like, look, I got a gun in my console. I'm like, okay, just leave it there. And they're like, okay, because I'm like, they're like, see, I'm like. Over in Louisiana, we're an open carry. We're an open carry state. You don't need a permit. As long as you're not a convicted felon, you can carry a gun on your hip like the Wild West.
Not like that here at all.
Your car's considered an extension of your home. You can have a gun anywhere inside of your car that you want to with no permits or nothing. The only thing you need a permit for is to carry a concealed weapon, and all it takes is going to a class and going and get fingerprinted at the state police to make sure you're not a felon, and that's it. That's all your requirements are. So I assume, I mean, we see guns constantly, you know? And so it's like when I see a gun in a car, I'm like, especially if they say, oh, I got a gun in my console. I'm like, okay. Because to me, if it's stolen, they're not going to tell me it's there. And if they want to shoot me, they're not going to tell me it's there either. So it's like, so I'm like, I see it on TV and I'm like, man, these are freaking out. And it's just a gun. I mean.
So the issue we have here is, So Maryland v. Wilson is basically the supreme case law that allows you to search a vehicle with odor of marijuana emitting from it. So let me turn this on. So we use that a lot to get into cars. And a lot of these guys, especially in the county I work at, is if you have odor of marijuana, you're going to find a gun or two in the car with a 30-round magazine, if not a couple of those already in the car. And I've been through enough vehicle search classes where these guys will hide them in the most craziest places. We had guys from New Jersey, New York, come down and teach us basically the compartment search and like the trap cars. We get them, and it's crazy when you pull a 30-round, 40-round mag. It's like, dude, what the hell? And I'm like, you can't have this, and you're already a convicted felon.
Yeah, so you need to come on and talk to me about laws in y'all's area, because like I said, I'm in the bayou.
He needs to get going.
It's insane, man. And then in Washington D.C., as a citizen, you cannot carry a firearm, and there's no constitutional carry in D.C. because it's not a state; it's a district. What
about like during police week when they do it on them cops?
So because of the Patriot Act that was passed by Bush and been modified throughout the years, if you're a police officer, you can carry anywhere in the country.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but I was they changed crap.
So the update is you have to abide by that state's magazine capacity law. But here's the thing: is cops are not going to snitch on other cops and get you in trouble for carrying a 17-round mag when you're supposed to only be carrying 10.
Y'all can only carry 10?
Civilians can. Right now, I carry for my SIG 320. These are all 17.
Okay, y'all kind of, is that a 9?
Yeah, they're all 9. We went from a 229R, which was a 40, to a SIG 320.
We're waiting for, we're going to Glock 9s, but we're waiting on the rest of them to come in. We're going from 40s to 9s too.
All right, he needs to
let him go to work. We'll talk later.
All right. It was nice to meet you, man.
You too.
Take care.
Bye. Be safe.
My water bottle. Yeah.
Stealing your spotlight.
Go bullshit around like we're doing.
All right. Have fun. Bye. Love you.
Oh yeah. See, we could have all kind of conversations because they got different laws.
I'm sure. I mean, it's just like, you know, I knew you guys would get more, you know, conversation going. I just don't know anything else.
So y'all get, he has a take-home unit?
He does.
Okay, because I know some of these places don't.
He does. He works in the county, but he does work for a city police department. And so one of the benefit, I guess, is you get your own take-home car.
Yeah, like see where I work, in a lot of sheriff's office, city police, some of them don't. Like Baton Rouge City, they're motor guys. If you're a motorcycle guy, that's what you have as a motorcycle. So if you're going to work in the morning, it's raining, you're riding in the rain. If it's freezing and rain, you're in it. See, like a lot of the SOs I have a unit and a motorcycle. So, which my motorcycle is still broke. So I was so mad yesterday. Yesterday and today was gorgeous out here. It was like 78 degrees yesterday and sunny, just a perfect day. And my motorcycle's broke, so I stuck in my car.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, it's been nice. The temperature has been very nice. I guess the so-called global warming is the issue.
Well, they changed that. It's now climate change. We call that summer, fall, spring. They call it climate. They couldn't call it global warming because they were like, well, why is it so cold? So
exactly.
So they changed it to climate change. So they just changed their narrative.
Was like the low temperature just a week ago was like 5 degrees.
Oh, Christmas for us. I mean, it wasn't our coldest one, but it was like, it was below 30. It was below freezing, and yesterday it was 80.
Wow. It's humid down there though, right? In Louisiana?
Yeah. I mean, I guess. that's just what I'm used to.
Oh, I can never. It's humid up here too. Hey, do you ever come to Police Week?
No, we talked about that before. I need to go talk to my boss. I'm gonna try to see if they'll pay for it. The trip. Yeah,
you heard of Tent City? Have you?
Yeah, that's where all these like vendors and like podcast people and authors and all that stuff go. I think, don't they?
Yeah. It's like, I think it's a 3-day event out of the whole week. Vendors come and you get to meet different police officers across the country.
It's just, that's one of the things on my bucket list that I want to do before I still want to do it while I'm still active.
Yeah, you should. I think every cop should do it at least one time. Where thankfully, like, we live so close, so we can go anytime. But I understand that it takes a village to, fly out here, book a hotel, and
fly.
Well, people who live, like.
Oh, if I come there, I want to bring my police motorcycle.
Oh my God! I don't even know how. I'll be so nervous that I'll break down in the middle of nowhere. But
no, I wouldn't drive the motorcycle down. We put it in a trailer, but we drive down. I mean, I went to a motorcycle competition 10 years ago in Canada, and we drove to Canada with the trailers behind us. Took us like 3.5 days to get there, but
hey, you guys y'all dudes do what y'all dudes want to do.
Well, it's kind of hard to fly with a motorcycle. We were going to a motorcycle competition when we were competing.
Oh my gosh.
So how do you feel now that he done left? Does it make you nervous? You've been doing it long enough where you're like, you keep the mindset where he's coming.
I mean, it's, he's going to work. I mean, he's looking at the time right now. I mean, like, he's still on the road. He hasn't gotten to roll call yet.
How they have roll call and all that stuff?
Yeah.
So we don't do that.
No, you guys don't do that?
No.
Yeah. They go to the police station, they do their roll call. Sometimes he hangs out at the station, doing follow-ups or, reports or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know some, I guess, bigger departments. Like, neither department I ever worked at, we've never had roll call. Like this morning, I got to work I like to get in early. I got there about half an hour early. I went ahead and went 10-8, which is mean, I'm on duty. When I crossed what y'all call a county line, when I came into the parish, I went 10-8 on the radio. That was me like punching in. I went 10-8.
You're on board.
Went to, it's a truck stop casino. It's a truck stop, and they got a casino, a video poker casino on it. So we go in a casino area where we go into the bar, and I made some coffee. I heated my breakfast up, ate, visited with the security, the guy doing a detail there, and he started, went and did my patrol stuff, and I went and, after I left there, I went and sat in the parking lot and did an hour's worth of ethics because I had to get my ethics out the way for the year. So that's done. So I did that and, just patrolled and had 2 18-wheelers in the ditch at a funeral and shit like that.
Right. Yeah, so it's kind of predictable. I mean, sometimes, if it's the weekend, sometimes I just head out there and just meet up with him somewhere.
Yeah, because you said you don't have a lot of friends, so I mean, it's not like you're hanging out with the girls or nothing.
Friends.
Three friends.
Since for almost 20 years. These are my ride or die girls. And that's all I need. I keep my circle very small. But yeah, I mean, it's always in the back of my mind, I hope everything goes well. I hope that he doesn't get injured. But he's very good at keeping tabs with me. So,
well, I got it. I had set it up where, I did it in my other department. I told the person that if something happens to me where I'm extremely injured or dead, I want you, as I told the person, I want you the one to go tell my wife. I don't need some stranger pulling up in a unit that she don't know who it is and telling her this. She knows you, me and you are friends. I want you to go do it. So,
right.
And it's like, I was looking, on some of the stuff on the past episode, that young cop in Atlanta that got killed. And I was looking at that picture of him in his uniform, and all that stuff. And I was like, I remember not, a few years back, they called us, oh, come on in, y'all got to take pictures, for this. And I had a rookie with me. And I'm like, come on, let's go take our death picture. And he's like, huh? I said, well, what the hell do you think it is? We don't have a yearbook at the end of the year. It's like, oh, look, it's the cop yearbook. I said, we're going to take the picture they're going to use if we get killed to put it on the news. You just going to look at me. I said, it's the fucking truth.
That's
it's the truth. I'm going to take my damn death picture.
Yeah.
And that kid looked at me like, I'm like, well, think about it.
Right. One day, he told me, I'm going to be coming home late. And I'm like, for what? And then he says, I have to go take a picture. And he said the same thing.
My death picture.
To put on the news if something really bad happens.
I mean, that's the only thing it's for.
And when he said that, I was like, damn.
But it's the truth. I mean, that's what they put on the news.
Yeah, that's the hard truth. And, it's like, during conversations like this, I mean, we talk about the reality of the job, the risks, and it kind of gets me back to these motherfuckers out there. They don't understand these little details that are unseen eye, and they are so quick to scrutinize officers under a microscope and so easy to just crucify their character.
Well, everybody say, "Well, I could die. I could get killed going to work." It's like, yeah, but you get killed in an automobile accident or something. The people don't understand that we actually put ourselves in the line of danger. We walk into the danger, or go walk into stuff that we don't know what's going on. Whereas you don't. If you get killed, it's because it's probably an accident, you know.
Yeah, and that's another reason that keeps me at arm's length with people in general, because they don't understand. I'm very protective of him for obvious reasons. You know, you're gonna attack his character. Well, I take that very personally because you don't know him personally. I do. I know the ins and out of that man. And your criticism is just simply because he wears a uniform.
Yeah, they just see a uniform. They don't realize that we, you know, bleed and everything else just like everybody else does.
Yeah, exactly. And so after, like 3 years ago now, we lost a lot of friends, but that's okay because now I know, these are the people who are going to be there supporting me if anything does happen. They're the ones who understand our family. Oh, what do you mean he can't come? Like, why can't he? He never comes. He never comes to events, or he never can make it, blah, blah, blah. Does he not like us? Or no, it's because he has this thing called a job.
Yeah, he's got to pay the bills.
I mean, he does want to come, but he has to sleep at 2:00.
No, but be honest. A lot of times he probably don't want to go, but still got an excuse.
No, it's not. I don't want to go. So he's more of a social butterfly. Me, I'm a homebody. He wants to go and do stuff, but it's like I don't want to go. It just became really exhausting when I had to start defending his job. When I used to have to explain his job to people. But then, I realized I don't owe them any explanation. I don't owe them any explanation about why and how he did what he did on a certain call or on a certain traffic stop. If he makes it on the news, I trust his training. I trust his intelligence. That's why I'm able to sleep at night and know that he's just going to do the best that he can there.
You got one of them body pillows?
No, I don't use body pillows, no.
Use that blow-up guy.
I have this guy right here.
That's not much of a dog there. What is that you got? He's got his own driver's license or something? What the hell is that?
Oh, yeah, he's got a driver's license. Oh, yeah.
What is that?
It's a dog tag.
It's got his little picture and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It has mommy and daddy's phone number, home address, his height, his weight, just like the driver's license.
Y'all have to have that there? Or is it something you put on there?
Yeah, it's just more convenient. Somebody gets lost. There's no excuse.
Duke's collar. All Duke's got his collar on. It says Duke the dog sniffing butts and biting balls on it. with the podcast logo on it.
Oh, absolutely.
Buddy. So, yeah, that's what his says on it, because that's what he does. I tell you what, he surprised me the other day. Old Big Red showed up, and he's just starting to come over. Well, I was in my studio. I tell people just walk in. So he walked in, and the next thing I heard is he called my name from the kitchen area, and I was like, what? He says, your dog is... Duke had stopped him before he got to this door and was like just low growling at him, wouldn't let him go any farther. I was like, protecting me, doing his job.
Oh, yeah. This little 10-pound fluff, he's very protective of me.
Duke's probably about 40.
And he's got his own uniform, believe it or not.
No. Well, Desmond, one of my male Great Danes, he's probably hitting about 170.
Oh, yeah. And he's a fierce ankle biter.
Yeah, I could see he could take a pinky toe out in a heartbeat.
Oh, absolutely. And use a pinky toe, it's very, very important. Isn't that right, little Bubba? But yeah, but yeah. So one thing that I wanted to ask you is, how important has it been and is it to have a wife that supports your career?
Well, I don't think you could. Well, if you're gonna be a cop and if your wife don't support you, you don't have two options: quit or get a new wife. Because if they don't support you, your life's just gonna be miserable. Because they're just gonna and you got to find a spouse that. Well, first of all, you have to be trustworthy as a man. And you have to have one that can trust you because you're spending, a lot of time away from home. And just like they have badge bunnies that will throw themselves at you, but you got to trust your man enough to
badge bunny.
say no because they're out. I mean, people make jokes about it, but they're out there.
Oh, I'm sure. But, the one thing I have to say to the badge bunnies is like, look, bitch, having a man to stand by and stand tall and be like, I am so proud of this man. Yes, I am proud of my husband. I am very proud. I swoon with pride when we take pictures, when he gets awards. I mean, I am proud of my man. But comes with that comes so many sacrifices.
Oh, well, they glamorize, some of these little youngsters, I guess they see all this crap on the news and TikTok or whatever, and they just glamorize. They think it's some glamorous thing. It's like, no, it's a lot of time alone.
Absolutely.
And
holiday, we hadn't even done our thing. Maybe we had like a turkey sandwich together, and that's it.
Bad dreams after calls, stuff that
Christmas. We haven't had our Christmas yet. We have presents are still unopened. We're waiting for that day that where both of us are off and we can do that together. Especially when he wants to be on graveyards. I mean, I cannot stop him from being on graveyards. If that's where he thrives, I'm going to tell him, okay, babe, you do what you want to do. If he wants to go into canine or what else?
You're secretly hoping that he goes into canine.
Yes, I
don't lie. You like dogs too much.
I will not lie. I would love it if you go canine. But the one thing that would keep me on my toes would if he goes undercover narcotics. That would,
that would probably cause you a little.
All the fucking time.
You'd be stressed then, yeah.
That I will be stressed out. I was like, you can do anything. You can be a homicide detective. You can be in the gang unit. You can be in anything except undercover narcotics because that will have me in a mental institution.
Is he talking about it or something? Well, if he's been on the street long enough, it's kind of hard to go undercover.
No, he's not talking about it. He's a crash investigator for his department.
Well, he ought to be a motorcycle cop. They don't have motorcycles.
We do. They do.
They ride Beamers or Harleys.
That I don't know. They all look the same. Just like we Asians all look the same. All the more
so not true. But
I think we all look the same. A lot of people.
Well, it's kind of funny because I hit somebody up like that the other day. Some black girl walks up and she's like, I was talking to some cop. I was like, what does he look like? I don't know. He's a heavy-set white dude. I said, all us fat white dudes look alike. Which one of us is it? And she was just kind of like, she didn't know like what to say whatsoever. She was just kind of sitting there like,
yeah. But yeah, that's the one thing that I would be, I would have a difficult time. But going back to what we were saying, next to have all that, to be able to stand next to a police officer and swim with pride comes with a lot of things that aren't so desirable.
Oh, yeah. People don't see that.
Right.
I was talking to a kid yesterday when I went and picked up some of my food.
ride or die. If you're
Mhm.
not willing to go through the ups and low and downs, then don't even start because yeah, you won't survive. You just won't survive. I'm sorry.
Had this little 17-year-old kid yesterday, and he'd say, "Me and my girlfriend, I guess they got new live PD or something else. We've been watching that live PD." I'm like, "Oh yeah, really?" It's like, "Yeah, I think I might want to be a cop when I graduate." I said, "You do realize?" I said, "It's like live PD, so it's like, I guess live." I said, "You do realize they don't show you all of it, right?" He's
Mm-hmm.
like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Do they show these guys spending 3 or 4 hours writing reports from these people they're dealing with?" Well, no. I said, "Exactly." Because
Yeah.
it's not going to get very good ratings if you showing a dude sitting there in front of a computer typing for 4 hours at a time.
Oh,
I said, y'all don't realize all that fun stuff that it looks like they're doing, arresting people and chasing them. It's all the paperwork that goes in afterwards.
I was blown away when it took him like literally 3-4 hours writing up a DUI report.
Oh, I hate those.
I mean, what takes so long? Just say a
No.
vehicle observed swerving.
I think they make
Stop
a
the
DUI
vehicle.
report probably takes longer to write up than a homicide report does. It is ridiculous.
Had an odor of alcohol coming from driver's breath. Pulled him out of the car. Did a sobriety check.
But you got to put down it's not pass or fail.
Failed all of
It's
them.
not pass or fail. Did I fail? It's not pass or fail. Because people, I mean, like, come on now, people like the one-legged stand. They're like, or this. We're not just looking for you falling down. We're looking at all kind of different stuff. So.
Yeah, I come home when he was on evenings. I come home like at 2:30 in the morning. Because a friend of mine from Pennsylvania had come down, and yeah, I had a drink or two, and we get home at the same time, and he's like, like, you look like you were swerving because I was behind you, like, could we have at the same time? And I'm like, so what? Like, I had a couple drinks, so what? He's gonna sit there and try to do a sobriety check on me right there in front of me. And he's like, follow my
He was hitting with your eye and a stag ball on you.
Follow my eye. And I'm like, that's so easy to do. And I'm like following his eyes. And I'm like, all I have to do is just look right, look side to side, right? And he's like, yeah, but I'm like, okay, I passed. I did it. And he's like, actually, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm like, what the fuck are you looking for then?
For the bouncing.
And he told me, and I was like, and he said, like, those are like involuntary movements.
Yeah, you can't control it. Yeah.
I'm like, please. What? You gonna arrest me for DUI?
You should look down to the officer. There's somebody we could work this out.
Like, you better get your ass in the house, get undressed, go shower, and get your ass in bed because I'm not playing this game with you.
It's not having none of this tonight.
But it's amazing. Yeah, so I guess like my mantra is, y'all believe what y'all want to believe out there, but just remember that if you hurt one of them, there's going to be a flock of, blue-blooded people coming after you, so you better watch out and stop killing them. Stop hurting them. Stop killing them, because they're only trying to make the community safer. Every time they leave somebody that they love.
Well, let's hope the numbers are lower next year. I just did the end to watch, but because this past year we had a lot of COVID people, but we still had too many people get shot and killed, especially in December.
Yeah, and it's very heartbreaking, especially when it's like a wife's worst nightmare. Send you off to work and somebody calls you or comes to you and tells you that he's badly injured. Or
let's knock on some wood. That's never going to happen.
Yeah, but like I said, I know that the majority of Americans do support law enforcement. It's just these pockets of knuckleheads out there who just have this war and hatred towards law enforcement. And Really?
There's no.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Iceman is a goofball. Isn't that the truth? Wow. Okay.
That's what I look like with no makeup on.
Lovely. Okay. I think we need to call it a night.
Yeah, hold on, let me turn this off. Well, I'm gonna appreciate it. I think this was a good episode. This is our second time doing it, everybody. First time she kind of froze up on us there, so we decided to do it again, and this was way better. Don't hang up yet. I'm gonna take us out anyway. Everybody go like, subscribe. If you're on Apple, write a review. Hadn't had one in a long time. We'd appreciate it. And like I said, check out the Patreon, the website, and all that other stuff. And remember to be safe. Watch your back, watch your partner's back, and remember to be the lion.
You know,
I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things